The gallery buzzed with polite conversation and the gentle clink of wine glasses. Emily stood beside her closest friend, radiating warmth as she gestured toward Rachel with genuine affection.
This is my beautiful, intelligent friend, Rachel. We met in grade school and have been inseparable since then. Rachel is my best friend. She's practically a sister to me.
And this is Emily, my funny friend. She's my everything.
As the evening wound down, one of their mutual friends, a vivacious woman named Claire, approached with an enthusiastic invitation.
Oh, you two must come to the garden party I'm hosting next Saturday. It's going to be absolutely divine. Say you'll both be there? We wouldn't miss it for the world. Count us both in. We'll start planning our outfits right away.
The boutique smelled of lavender and new fabric. Soft jazz played overhead as Emily moved through the racks with purpose, her fingers trailing across silks and satins. She paused, pulling out a stunning white cocktail dress. Short, elegant, with delicate beading along the neckline that caught the light. Emily held it up against herself, eyes bright.
Look, Rachel! Isn't this dress very lovely? I'm thinking of wearing it to the event. Oh, I don't think that dress quite suits you. Honestly, I think you should wear a more full coverage dress.
She moved with purpose to another rack, retrieving a shapeless brown dress with long sleeves and a high neckline. The kind of garment that seemed to absorb light rather than reflect it. The fabric was heavy, outdated, the color reminiscent of dead leaves.
Here, this is much better.
Well, if you say so, I'll give it a try.
When they both emerged, the contrast was striking. Rachel stood transformed in the white cocktail dress Emily had originally chosen, the one she'd been told wouldn't suit her. The fabric hugged her figure perfectly, the beading catching every beam of boutique lighting. She looked radiant, confident, like she'd stepped out of a fashion magazine. Emily, meanwhile, looked utterly defeated in the brown dress. It hung on her awkwardly, making her appear shapeless and older. The color drained the youth from her face, the cut adding years she didn't possess.
Wow, Emily, that dress looks great on you. You really think so? I think it looks too outdated for me. Nonsense, it suits your physique. Besides, you don't want to show too much skin.
Wait, isn't that the same dress I picked out earlier for myself?
Oh, Emily, who are we kidding? We both know you could never pull this outfit off.
At the register, both dresses were laid out for purchase. Rachel patted her purse, then her pockets, her expression suddenly stricken.
I can't find it!
What's wrong? Oh no! I must have forgotten my wallet at home. Can you please pay for both our things? I'll reimburse you when we get home. It's fine, I've got it.
Thank you, ladies. Have a wonderful day.
That was a successful trip. I need to rest my feet.
Outside, the afternoon sun felt harsh after the boutique's soft lighting. They stood at the curb, shopping bags in hand, waiting for a taxi. Rachel looked radiant in her satisfaction, already imagining the
perfect for the garden party.
Emily
Yeah,
stood beside
perfect.
her, quieter now, holding a bag that contained a dress she didn't want, bought with money she'd likely never see returned. A taxi pulled up, and they climbed inside together. Best friends since grade school, inseparable, practically sisters. The door closed with a hollow thunk and they drove away. The apartment door swung open and both women stepped inside, their shopping bags rustling with the evidence of the afternoon's transaction. Rachel moved with immediate purpose, striding toward the bathroom without breaking stride.
I need to freshen up.
Emily nodded to no one in particular and drifted toward the kitchen. The afternoon had left her feeling hollow in a way she couldn't quite name, and food seemed like the logical remedy. She opened the refrigerator, the cool air washing over her face, and her eyes landed on a chocolate bar tucked behind a carton of milk. She reached for it almost reflexively, peeling back the wrapper as she leaned against the counter. The first bite was pure comfort. She crumpled the wrapper and tossed it in the trash.
I'll start my diet tomorrow.
The sound of the shower cut off, and moments later, Rachel emerged in a cloud of steam, a white towel wrapped around her body, her wet hair leaving dark droplets on her shoulders. She moved with the urgency of someone on a mission. Inside her sanctuary, Rachel approached her vanity like a general surveying a battlefield. She had always relied on her looks. It was the currency she understood best. Being smart was nice, certainly useful, but being absolutely drop-dead gorgeous? That was a necessity. Beauty commanded attention, invited admiration, made people lean in and listen before you'd even spoken. It was power in its most accessible form. She began with her skincare routine, each product applied with the precision of ritual. Serum, moisturizer, primer. Her fingers moved in practice circles across her cheekbones, along her jawline. Then came the outfit, the white cocktail dress sliding over her skin like a second layer of confidence. She adjusted the hem, turned to examine herself from every angle, and smiled at what she saw. Finally, the makeup. This was where art met strategy. She didn't need makeup to hide anything. Her features were already striking. But she understood the power of accentuation. A brush here to deepen the contour of her cheeks, a subtle line to make her eyes even more arresting, a carefully chosen lipstick shade that made her look both innocent and knowing. Watching her work would have been like watching a master painter approach a canvas, each stroke deliberate, each choice meaningful. Down the hall, Emily returned to her room, the sweetness of chocolate still coating her tongue, but doing nothing to lift her spirits. She stared at the brown dress hanging on her closet door and felt a familiar resignation settle into her bones. She changed into it mechanically, not bothering with the elaborate skincare routine or careful styling that Rachael employed. What was the point? Rachael would outshine her regardless. She always did. Emily ran a brush through her hair, applied some basic makeup, and called it done. When she looked at herself in the mirror, she saw exactly what she expected. A cute but chubby potato. The dress did her no favors, adding bulk where there was already softness, aging her beyond her 25 years. She heard Rachel's door open at the same moment she opened her own. They emerged simultaneously into the hallway, and the contrast was almost comical in its extremity. Rachael stood transformed, her makeup flawless, her hairstyle to perfection. She radiated the kind of confidence that turned heads and stopped conversations. Emily looked nice, sweet even, but utterly unremarkable in the shapeless brown dress that seemed determined to hide any trace of her figure.
Emily, you look so lovely. That dress really does work on you. So elegant and refined.
Emily managed a small smile, unsurprised by how stunning Rachael looked. This was simply how things were. Rachael put effort into outshining entire rooms, and she always succeeded.
You look beautiful.
They hailed a cab together,
After you,
climbing into
get
the
in.
back seat as the city lights began to flicker on around them. The bass from the speakers thudded through the floorboards of the crowded apartment, but Emily felt entirely isolated. She sat in a dim corner, nursing a glass of champagne, watching her roommate Rachael effortlessly command the room. Rachael, radiant and blonde, laughed at a joke, completely
night
wrapped up in the
ever.
crowd
Cheers to that, my
and
friend.
completely ignoring Emily.
Having fun over here?
Honestly, I was starting to think I was invisible.
Definitely not invisible. I'm Mark.
Emily,
Well, Emily, it is a crime to drink champagne alone in a corner. Tell me, what do you do when you're not avoiding crowds?
juggling life, mostly. What about you?
I'm a bit of an adrenaline junkie. When I'm not, I love rock climbing, mountain climbing, anything outdoors.
Rock climbing? I've always wanted to try that, but I never knew where to start.
It's easier than it looks. Next time we go to the climbing gym, you should come out.
I'd really like that.
They talked for over an hour, the noise of the party fading into the background as time flew by. By the time the crowd began to thin and the music died down, Rachael finally wandered over, her heels clicking loudly.
Em, there you are. Come on, let's head home. Goodbye, Mark.
I'll see you around, Emily.
The kitchen was quiet a week later when Rachael burst through the front door, practically vibrating with excitement. Emily was at the counter sipping coffee when Rachael dropped the bombshell.
I'm moving out!
Wait, what?
Em, you will not believe it. I found a job in the city!
Wait, what?
Congratulations on the new job. I'm happy for you. Rachel, we signed a 2-year lease. We've only been here for 3 months. Oh, please. It's a bigger, better city with actual opportunity. I can't stay stuck in this tiny town forever. My looks and ambition are wasted here. But what about the rent? I can't afford this place on my own.
You'll figure it out, babe.
Left with no choice and a heavy financial burden, Emily took a deep breath.
I will figure it out. I have to get packing!
Within days, she picked up a second job, bracing herself to juggle two grueling schedules. But amid the exhaustion, she remembered her promise to herself. She looked at her phone, found Mark's name, and typed out a text. 2 months passed like a blur, splitting the girls' lives into two entirely different realities. In the sprawling metropolis, Rachel sat at her desk, staring at her reflection in her compact mirror.
Rachel, did you finish copying those files yet? Almost.
Rachel muttered, swallowing her pride. Her big city girl job paid below minimum wage, forcing her into a cramped, tiny rented apartment. Her looks weren't opening doors anymore, and reality was hitting hard. In her hometown, she had been a rare gem among common stones, admired by everyone. But here, every second woman walking down the street looked just like her, or better.
Sorry, ma'am, it is full.
But I'm already late!
Meanwhile, back in their old town, Emily was rewriting her entire life. The rock climbing had started as a hobby, but with Mark's constant encouragement, it became her passion.
You're making this look easy now.
It's because I have a good coach.
Her face glowing. She had completely changed her habits, swapping out chocolate cakes for healthy meal preps, fruits, and vegetables. The weight was melting off, replaced by lean muscle, and for the first time in her life, she felt genuinely strong. By the 6-month mark, Emily was unrecognizable. She was slim, radiant, and wore clothes that beautifully accentuated her new, fit physique. At 25, she looked happier and healthier than she ever had. Her bond with Mark had naturally deepened from climbing partners to a deep, loving relationship.
This steak is absolutely incredible.
I told you you'd love this place. I'm just glad you're finally here.
Me too, it's perfect. You got this, Emily!
Come on, push through!
Yes, awesome job! I can't believe we actually cleared that route.
You totally crushed that hard overhanging section. That was delicious.
I'm glad you liked it.
One evening, after a quiet dinner, Mark took her hands in his.
My life changed the night I found you in that corner. Will you marry me?
Yes, Mark. 1,000,000 times yes.
Shortly after their engagement, Mark broke some massive career news.
I've been promoted to executive manager, but it means relocating to the corporate headquarters in the city. Then we pack our bags. I'm going with you.
We're almost there.
I've got the books.
On his first day at the new corporate office, Mark walked into his executive suite. A young woman was organizing papers at the desk outside his door. She turned around and her jaw nearly dropped.
He's single.
He was wealthy, handsome, and she quickly checked his left hand, not wearing a wedding band, as many men didn't at work.
And he's mine.
Over the next few weeks, Rachel tried everything. She applied extra makeup, wore increasingly provocative outfits to the office, and constantly tried to linger by his
Mr.
desk.
Thompson, I brought you your coffee. Just how you like it. If you ever need help exploring the city's nightlife, I know all the best spots.
Just leave it on the coaster, Rachel. And please make sure the quarterly reports are printed by 3. Thank you.
Rachel bit her lip, frustrated. The city had taken a toll on her. She had dark bags under her eyes from stress, and she felt a deep exhaustion from trying so hard to compete in a world that didn't care about her. Later that afternoon, the glass doors of the executive floor swung open. Emily stepped inside looking for her fiancé. She was dressed elegantly, her posture confident and her face glowing. Rachel stood up quickly from her
Can I
desk.
help you? Do you have an appointment with Mr.
Rachel stopped dead in her tracks. She stared at the stunning woman in front of her, a vague sense of familiarity nagging at her brain, though she couldn't place it. Emily, however, recognized her instantly. She looked at Rachel's tired eyes, her thin frame, and the stressed lines on her face.
Rachel?
Emily? Is that really you?
Before Emily could answer, the office door opened and Mark stepped out with a wide smile. He walked straight past Rachel, putting a loving arm around Emily's waist.
Hey, beautiful. I see you've met my new assistant.
Rachel stared at them, her face draining of color as she realized the man she had been desperately chasing was the very same man she had left Emily alone with in a corner 6 months ago.
Your assistant?
Yes, Rachel started a few weeks ago. She's been helping me get acclimated to the new branch. But speaking of getting acclimated, I'm all yours for lunch. Let me just grab my coat.
Emily took a step closer.
Emily, I don't even know what to say. You look amazing. I didn't even recognize you. Thank you, Rachel.
Emily took a step closer.
A lot has changed since you left.
Clearly.
Look, about Mark, I didn't know. I swear I didn't know. He was the guy from the party or that you two were together. I was just trying to make an impression. Things haven't exactly been easy for me since I moved here. You don't have to explain, Rachel. The city is tough. And honestly, I don't hold any grudges. If you hadn't left the way you did, I never would have picked up that second job or thrown myself into rock climbing. And I never would have reconnected with Mark. In a weird way, you gave me the push I needed to find myself.
Her expression softening with genuine empathy. She remembered what it felt like to be overwhelmed, lonely, and drowning under financial stress. Rachel blinked back tears, a bittersweet mixture of relief and regret swelling in her throat. For months, she had been fighting so hard to be noticed in a city full of people just like her, entirely ignoring the toll it was taking on her well-being. Seeing Emily so healthy and fulfilled was a wake-up call. Real beauty and confidence didn't come from forcing yourself into the spotlight. It came from building yourself up from the inside. The office door swung open and Mark stepped out, slipping his suit jacket on.
All right, ready when you are, Em.
He glanced at Rachel, transitioning seamlessly back into his professional demeanor.
Rachel, I'll be out for the next hour. Please take down messages if the regional office calls.
Of course, Mr. Thompson. Take care of yourself, Rachel. You too, Emily.
Rachel took a deep, steadying breath. She caught her reflection in the dark screen of her computer monitor. Tired, stressed, but finally seeing clearly. She picked up her compact mirror, but instead of checking her makeup, she dropped it into her desk drawer and slid it shut. It was time to stop relying on her reflection to carry her through life, and time to start rebuilding her own story, just like Emily had.